The angels online. The angels online. The angels. The angels. The angels online.
Good people, good people. Good people, good people. Good people, good people. Good people, good people.
On October 24th, 2022, a mass shooting occurred at Central Visual and Performing Arts High School in St. Louis, Missouri, when a 19-year-old former student opened fire, leaving a student and teacher deceased and several individuals injured. Nearly 2 years later, a few students discuss that tragic morning and how it affects them today. What's going on, y'all? This is Angel with the Angels Online, and we are here today to do a bonus episode dedicated to the young people sitting at the table with me. We're calling this episode Survivors Reflections, Healing and Hope After the Central Visual and Performing Arts High School Shooting, October 24th, 2022. We're going to start with the young man across from me. What's your name? Tell us about you.
My name is Edgar Rivera. I go to Central C VPA, and one of my favorite hobbies is just basically just go to the gym. Is pretty much it, though.
Wonderful. I love it. Next to him, we got.
My name is Shahida Hudson. I am currently the Events and Communication Associate for Wyman Center. I graduated from St. Louis University with a degree in Security and Strategic Intelligence.
Woo!
That
That sounds good.
It's
good.
so much fun.
Say that again. Strategic.
Security and Strategic Intelligence.
Right.
It's spy stuff and anti-terrorism stuff. It had to be interesting if I was going to make it through. Hey, when you go to school, find something you love and do it. If you don't like it, you're not going to finish the degree.
That's it.
I'm trying to tell you. But I've had 30 years of experience in direct child care. And I actually met Miss Ramsey working together for the course at the Juvenile Detention Center.
Yep.
Was there for 14 years. So, yeah, I'm so glad to be here.
Living a dream. Thank you for coming on with us. Next to her, what we got? Talk to me.
I'm Yasmina Salahij. I go to CVPA, and I'm an artist.
Okay, draw me. You gonna paint me something?
Yeah.
Do something.
You want it? Yeah, got you.
Tell y'all, I've been sweating, working all day, doing stuff, and y'all come here just chilling, looking good. And I come here looking like 2 days ago. All right. Talk to me. Who's next to me?
Hi, I'm Polly Taylor. I go to Collegiate School of Medicine, Bioscience, and my hobbies. I want to be a nurse one day.
Very cool.
Wonderful. And you, what is it?
Bioscience, medical and bioscience.
I hate science.
Okay.
I hated science and biology. You know, doing dissecting the animals and.
I loved it. I loved it.
Really?
I'm like first in line. They're like, even when they're I'm like, yes, I got you.
Oh my goodness! So you go to collegiate, and that's in the same building as Central VPA, and you go to Central VPA, and you go to Central VPA. Currently, what grade are you guys in?
Well, I'm currently going to junior year.
You go talking that mic, it ain't gonna bite you now.
Currently, I'm going to junior year.
Going into junior year, and
I'm on my junior year as well.
Me too.
juniors. Woo! Y'all almost done.
Yeah.
Y'all almost done.
close.
Keep fighting the good fight. So you guys were 2022. That means you were freshmen when that school shooting occurred, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Freshmen coming into high school,
Right.
entering the big boy world before college, and you go through that, and that's in the fall. So school just started. School starts what, usually August?
August, yeah.
School just started or whatever for you. Okay. Do me a favor. Tell me, where were you when that shooting occurred?
I was on I think it was the first floor where I was. I forgot what the teacher name was again. But I wasn't really involved in it too much because, the shooter was, upstairs mostly. And I was downstairs. So I wasn't really involved in most of it. But what the teacher did, he thought it was somebody just playing around and stuff. He didn't think it was real. Like, people just messing around, but he just opened the windows, and we just went out the windows. Everybody started coming out the windows, and then a little girl crying like on the top floor, and she was crying like she was like her like right leg was like out the window, but her other leg was stuck because she was still trying to get out the window and stuff. So.
Oh, above you guys.
Yeah.
So he finally figured out it was real, and that's
Yeah,
when
it
he
was
opened
real.
the window and was like, "Get out."
Yeah, like it was serious. I was like,
Okay.
oh shit, I gotta lock in. So
Okay,
I gotta
okay.
get the fuck out of here. So I was
Okay.
like, no.
Wow.
Amen. Where were you at, Sheeta?
I was actually at work when it happened.
At 9, it wasn't. Yeah, at 9. I got the first call for 911
Yeah.
was at 9:11, and then the police arrived at 9:15.
Right. So, my sister actually called us first. Called everybody and explained that she was going down there on behalf of Fox 2.
Okay.
And by the way, she won a regional Emmy for that and is nominated now for a national Emmy for the work she did that day.
I know that's right.
So she called us and she was like, stay away from South City in this area. They're blocking it off. You know, if you're going to be sensitive today, stay away from the television, stay away from the news. This is what's going on. So, of course, we've had issues like that in the past, not to that degree, so you assume you know what's going to happen. Never in a million years did I think that it was an actual shooting.
Yeah.
Like, we've had shootings in schools.
Right.
In St. Louis. Of course we have. When I was in high school, it was it was the 90s. You had shootings in schools. You had stabbings in schools.
Right.
But to have an actual standard school
active shooter.
it was, I didn't know how to process it at the time. And I was looking for the excuse. But also, in my security mind, I was also watching the feed to see how the police responded, how the security in the building, how the school district responded, what was their emergency plan, how were they evacuating, how were they gathering the stragglers. I'm checking my clock.
Right.
I wanted the time.
Right.
I want to know where their meet place
All
was.
those intricacies that matter.
And come to find out, for something to have never happened, it was as good as you could expect for a first time. And their security plans went as well, their evacuation plans and their staging area for getting kids back to their parents was as good as you could expect for a first time out for a district.
Amen. Come on. Yasmina, where were you?
I was on the second floor. I was in ELA, I'm pretty sure, with my teacher, Miss Graff. I love her. She doesn't work there anymore after what happened. All I remember is raising my hand to go to the bathroom, and then the
Shooting.
alarm came on. And,
alarm?
Yeah, and then me and her just kind of looked at each other, and we're like, what's happening? So she gets everybody in a corner, and me and her just looking at each other. We're like, so what's the plan? And we tell her to move the lockers in front of the door, so she moves the locker in front of the door.
Who told her? You told her? You got the kids? The students did?
Like, everybody. All the students moved the locker in front of
So
the
it
door.
was a locker inside the classroom?
There was a locker inside the classroom.
Good job.
We moved it in front of the
Barricade.
door,
Okay.
And the locker fell on her head. It fell on her head. Her head busted open. There's like blood dripping down her face, and we're all freaking out. And then some students suggested we like go out the window, so we jumped out the window, and all I could think about was her and my other best friend who was in the school as well. That's all I could think about. It's like I was like,
so you jumped off the window on the second floor?
There's a picture of me too on the news, jumping out of a window. Yeah, it's crazy.
Were you okay? Did you get hurt?
I sprained my ankle. It wasn't that bad. I was okay.
You was okay.
Yeah, I was okay.
Jumping out
Other
the
than
window?
other people. I
Right.
was
Versus other people. You're grateful, basically. Polly, where were you?
I was on the first floor in my band classroom.
Okay.
And we were doing, playing instruments, so it was really loud. So we couldn't really hear anything until the teacher that was next door to us ran in and told us that we need to, lock down and, find somewhere to hide. And we're waiting, and we still can't really hear anything, but I do remember, the intercom going off and the fire alarm. And we were still waiting. The police came in and told us to come with our hands up, and we ran out, and then I saw, a lot. I just saw everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where was the, well, I'll tell you where I was at. I was at an elementary school, actually. And I was sitting I was in a discipline classroom or whatever. it just started coming all over the news. I mean, it was just, everybody was like locked down. We didn't know what was going on. It was so quick. The city was just shut down, you know, and then you looking at the news and you see kids going out the window and I'm like, what the world? And it said at Central VPA, and I remember saying, I got kids that go to that school that I taught. Wait a minute. And I don't know how I got, Polly was on the phone talking to me while this is happening. Miss Ramsey, they shoot. Kendall, right? Yeah. Kendall had her phone. She's like, Miss Ramsey, I got phone calls, whatever. And I remember asking, where's Edgar? Where's Edgar? They didn't know where he was at. Nobody knew where nobody was at. He called me about 2 hours later and said, Miss Ramsey, I got out the window. I jumped out the window. They were shooting at the school. I said, I seen it on the news. You know, I'm crying. I'm like, these are kids that I literally was just, I mean, these are kids, you know. And I'm like you, you know, you look at it and I'm thinking of all the safety things, being criminal justice and everything. Like, who was there? Where were they at? Where's the safety place? Where's it at? You know, they started telling me everybody was at the Schnucks parking lot down the street and everything. I got family that lives on the corner right there. And Uncle was like, he had kids coming over there, you know, using the bathroom. Come in. And he had his gun ready just to see. He told me, he was like, Rhonda, the shots were, so he was like, they just kept coming. You know, and that's when you see when they talked about how many rounds of this person, what, you know, everything or whatever. I mean, but that's where I was just like, I just kept watching the TV, the news, just trying to see like who's missing, who's hurt, was, you know, all these, you know, all the questions you ask, because at this point we in the moment, so everything else goes out the window. How we getting through this right now? Where them kids at? I see police throwing people out the window. Get them out. You know, everybody working together, kids running out the window. Do what you got to do. At this point, we had a contingency plan. We ain't got no. We just got to get out. And I'm just looking at it, and I was like, this is right here. You look at it, you be like, you know, all the other school shootings that go on, but when it happens and it actually hits home, you like, and then you know the kids, and then it's affecting you. It's right by your family's house across the street. You want to know if this guy, did they get him? That's the question. Or is he looking for somebody else? Is it, you know? So that was huge. How has the event impacted? First of all, you guys went back to school when? You how much after?
Like January.
I went back early. I went back in November.
You went back in November, so they opened the doors back up 2 or 3. What?
Like
for her, like a month later. Yeah. For
3
us, like January. So like 3 months.
Too. Because you went to so both schools didn't open up the same time, or
no, they didn't. Hers went a month early, like a month after. Ours went like 3 to 4 months after. Okay,
because you go to Central VPA and you go to bio science.
Yeah.
Collegiate bio science.
Don't worry, it took me forever to get it too.
Okay, well look, help me out. I need help.
Were you all running virtual classes?
Yeah, we had virtual for a while. Yeah.
I don't remember nothing. I think they offered it. Yeah, they offered it if you wanted to, but then
they weren't forcing kids to.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no,
we all passed. We didn't have to do anything. We passed.
Really?
It was
like even if we didn't do good on the finals, we still.
I mean, how do you focus
Exactly.
after somebody just tried to kill you? You know. Yeah. But you guys went back. You had to go back to school.
Yeah. We had to do virtual. We had to go back to school in like within a month or two.
Okay.
How did that? I guess that makes me skip down. How did that make you feel having to go right back at collegiate?
I didn't want to. I still was in the mindset of like of the shooting. Like I was still scared. Like I didn't feel in the right headset. I wanted to wait as long as I could, but we were like all my friends. We were all upset. Mm-hmm. And then going back, literally the first day we went back, the alarms, like the fire alarms, kept going off. So everyone kept getting triggered.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, it just sucks.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Ooh. How did you guys feel after the 4 months? How did that work out? Like,
no, I did not like it at all. I still to this day cannot go to the bathroom alone. I will
really
go into every bathroom and see if there's like one person in there, so I can be in there with that person. I don't like going to the bathroom alone.
Because your last thing before the shot started, you were getting ready to go. You were about to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I don't want to go.
So it's just a fear automatically.
Yeah,
I get that.
The hallways are scary.
Yeah.
And like seeing the video that came out and knowing I walked where he walked is like also like.
It's kind of just weird now, just.
Knowing he walked in the hallways that I walk in all the time. He goes the ways that I
he
go.
was able to get in
and
do that. So it's...
Wasn't he by Mr. McClellan, right?
he walked up on one of the side stairwells, and that's the stairwell I take because I don't like the main big one. And I was just like, and there's no cameras in that stairwell at all. There's no cameras in that stairwell. So he came in and he did his thing.
That actually was right here. How has the event impacted your life and perspective on school safety? You know.
I feel like if we have security guards, what's the point of having security guards if they are not secure in a way? Because we get thrown through the metal detector, get checked in St. Louis Public Schools, but this happened and there was no way for anybody to stop it. And that's what really irritated me, because what's the point of having a security guard if there's no security in the building at all?
They don't really check the bags like that. Like not too hard. Like they just look in there, but like anybody can sneak anything in there if they wanted to.
It's a serious issue.
And so now your perspective on school safety is you're at a higher alert now because of what occurred. So you feel like they should add more, or either security officers need to be like trained security, like with guns carrying for safety and security purposes.
Yeah, we need Miss Ford back from Bush.
She ain't play no games, did she?
Yeah, she didn't play no games.
Officer
She would
Ward,
take her stuff out. She'll yell at you. Be
She'd
like, "What?"
dump it all out on the table. She
That's what we
didn't
need.
care.
We
That's
need
what
like
you-
5 of her.
And you know what? You guys went through a school shooting, so it makes you think like that. And you have some kids who will argue when all of that's getting done. But until you're put in that position, you prefer, no, check everything, you know. And that's why I always like to talk about perspective, because you're looking from survivors. You know, like, nah, you know, because a lot of times people are like, ain't nobody gonna come shoot in here, ain't nobody bringing no gun in here. But in reality, it has happened. You guys are survivors from that, and you live to tell other kids, no, let them check those bags. Let them look in that. Let them flip that. And if you're bringing all of that to school, then you might want to leave it at home. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that a lot of kids don't understand or get. But then when you hear from other kids who've been through it, you know, that's why your voices matter.
Absolutely.
In that way. What do you think about it? Like, you feel the same way as far as security wise, or
I feel like if they have like way much better security, I feel like that like nothing would have really happened like that. Because they would have, like, the security guards would have handled it all. If they had, like, more security and, like, secure and everything, I feel like it would have been handled, like, way much better than how it's been handled.
Right. At this point, they went to, after that, the police came, took over, really, and security had to do what they had to do. But that side door that was able to, that they came in, you said there were no cameras there. So no security guard was right there or anything.
Yeah, there was a security guard right there, but he, like, ran out, didn't he? Yeah,
he wasn't armed.
Yeah, he wasn't armed. That's what I mean.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because if he was armed, I think we would have been fine.
He'd have been able to shoot back when he came. Like, hey, put your hands up. You know what I mean? Probably would have been in a gunfight with him or whatever. But I guess that would have stopped him from getting up to that third floor.
Yeah.
And getting those other individuals. So I guess that might as well lead to me saying, what improvements do you think could be made to prevent similar incidents?
And did you all ever get a chance to actually express those either to the school, to the district, to the PTO? Have you all ever gotten a chance to have this conversation?
The advocacy part, that's on my list as well.
I mean, they sent out like Google forums of like questions on how we felt and what we wanted, and I think that's like they took it the wrong way, because that's why my school, we had to go back so early. We didn't want to. We told them that, but they went off of what the parents were saying instead of what we were saying.
Y'all, I'm advocate for the kids.
Right.
I feel like, question, at any point where you guys had an assembly where you can actually advocate, raise your hand, voice what you feel, you know, and while administration people or teachers were right there where they can put those notes down and stuff that they can look in to do better.
Like a town hall.
Yes, like a town hall meeting that jobs have, and you know that politics have. Did you guys have a town hall meeting, or you just went back to school and was just like?
Just went back to school. Just went back to school.
Just like it's normal. We just went back like it's normal.
Yeah.
They didn't really. The only thing that they started putting a lot of security cameras around the whole place.
That's like the only thing they did.
We had cameras. We saw all the footage. I'm not really sure how that adjusts some of the shortfalls that allowed this to happen. I'm not. God bless cameras. We know that cameras can only give you an ability to document and Monday morning quarterback. To go back through and say, okay, well, how could we have played this differently? It doesn't actually stop it, but it placates
Future.
the individuals who are filling out the Google forms instead of the individuals that are actually walking through the scary hallways.
Correct.
This was one of the things that kind of hit me in my little voter heart. Traditionally, when there's a school shooting, every school shooting, if someone dies on campus, the school is demolished. I knew immediately St. Louis City would never do it. They would never do it. They'll wash those walls. They'll bring in a clean team. They'll bring in an extra hazmat team. They may even paint the walls a differerent color.
Yeah.
They did.
But they would have
They
them
did that?
Yeah,
walk
they did
through
that.
those hallways.
Wow.
They were never gonna. We
Yeah.
had the COVID relief money, and it does not matter. And I understand that there are very specific places where that money comes from and how it's allocated. But we also understand that they have emergency management plans in place for things like this, and they still did not say, traditionally, the building is demolished because the children shouldn't be made to walk over a murder scene every day.
Yeah.
Not St. Louis.
And they painted.
So actually, she just reminded me, like, when we went back, they were still working on the school as well. So we're in construction, we're smelling all these different fumes, and like the fire. They're testing everything, and they.
It's St.
And
Louis,
the
bro.
fire testing is diabolical.
What?
I don't. That's terrorism.
It went off about like 2 or 3 times.
That's insane to me.
So you got alarms, so you're just being alarmed and triggered all over again.
Yeah.
You don't. Ooh, my goodness. This is crazy. And this is basically because I was going to say, have you been involved in any advocacy or activism, which is the same thing she said. Did you guys have a town hall meeting or anything like on school safety or gun control?
Right.
And you guys didn't have any of that.
I think they had like one
Probably
thing
just- yeah,
for gun control, and that was like my AP class that did that. Like we wrote
Individual.
like letters. It didn't do anything. Obviously, a letter's not gonna change everybody's mind in Missouri
Right.
for a gun law. So I didn't really see a point in that one.
So I got a question, because you guys went through all this. What resources or support have you found helpful in coping? What did they do? What did they give you? They had people on the scene that they had when you went back to school.
Therapists, support
Yeah.
dogs, art
Yeah.
therapy. They had all type of things. for
Good.
us.
Okay. Did you benefit from it from the time that it was there?
Yeah, when it was at school, yes, but out
Okay.
of school, no.
So that's a concern, right?
Right.
So you didn't have, after that, you guys have no therapy, no mental health. You know.
I go to therapy.
So
every
you
week.
go to therapy.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
been going for 3 years, every week.
Ever since that happened,
No,
or
like,
just
just
before?
before
So you
that.
were so you already had a therapist there for you, and so a lot of kids don't have the opportunity to have a therapist. Did you have a therapist outside of school?
No, but the only way I could have got a therapy if I got the one in the school, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, and for you, same thing
I do therapy in school.
in school.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the summertime you don't have the therapy sessions. Outside of school you don't have the therapy sessions and everything. So you have to wait to get back to talk to somebody there. Okay, so you don't have ongoing mental health, to deal with the traumas. Okay, I think that's crucial.
Absolutely.
I think that is important because at any point in the summertime, what's to say something don't happen or it comes to your mind or whatever, it replays. I mean, that's 2.5 months of being out of school and you don't have anybody there or even holidays
And considering that there are so many different hotlines that are just up and running, you're trying to tell me that the district did someone in some think tank in some rural someplace in Missouri didn't say, hey, we might want to partner with,
Correct.
become community partners with
Uh-huh.
one of these hotlines so that we can at least have a 1-800 number
For these
or
kids.
that they can call during the summer and during the winter breaks
Yeah.
when they have extended
I am a
periods away
student
from
from
the
so and so,
therapist.
so and so. My name is so and so, whatever. I just want to have a conversation. Don't worry about you. Talk about it right here. We gonna do it, baby. I'm good people, good people. You got to get the kids what they want. Y'all want to talk about it? We gonna talk about it, baby. Come on. So how else do you cope? How else do you, without having anybody to talk to, like, what do? You go to the gym all the time. Does it ever come back to you like that, or?
When I'm in the gym, it just goes away. Like,
There you go. That's your piece.
yeah, it just goes away. That's how I deal with everything. I mean, that just goes away. But then when I'm out, like, it comes back.
Mm-hmm.
But I try not to think about it too much, so I distract myself with other things.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Yes.
Yeah.
Understood. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're able to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you?
I talk about it with friends,
Okay.
but when I'm by myself, I try not to think about it. Like, I just forget it, because it still feels like a fever dream to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, it can be a random moment I'll just remember. I'm just like, oh, dang, that actually did happen.
Mm-hmm. Don't let a movie come out.
Right.
Don't let it happen somewhere else, and you like, oh my God.
Yeah, I think it was like a month or two after. I think another school shooting happened at a college. So that was like,
And you're like, I know all about that.
yeah.
What about how have your relationships with family, friends, teachers? How has it changed? How was the situation? How did it affect your personal relationships with family, friends? Did it bring you closer? Your family, do they understand? Are you able to talk about it openly at home?
I mean,
Go
I'd
ahead.
say so. My sisters, they're very overprotective now after the whole situation. They're the first people I called, my sisters. And, yeah, my oldest sister, she's very, be careful, be safe, please. Like, every time I go somewhere, she's very traumatized. I feel
Right.
like more than me, to be honest.
Yeah.
She's very, hold on tight to me.
Are they older?
Yes.
Okay.
They're my oldest sisters, so. It gave me and her, a closer friendship because
Yeah.
we both went through the same trauma. So we kind of bonded on it,
Yeah.
which is, I don't think is a good thing, but it's also.
No,
could
you
be
gotta
a
have
good thing.
you gotta have somebody to talk to and somebody you can relate to versus somebody
Absolutely.
outside of there saying, "No, don't worry about that. It ain't gonna happen." And you looking like, you know what? Some conversations they're not for everyone.
Yeah.
You have to pick and choose. It's like pick and choosing your friends. You know, if you can't have that hard conversation with people that are close to you, then you need to find a different group. You know, and that's a hard conversation. But at least you can look back and you can say how you know what I mean. That you gotta have, that's that buddy system, you know, safety, your safety net, you know, on your feelings and emotions if you don't have anyone there, and you can actually talk about it over dinner or whatever and say it happened, versus you being in a conversation. Sometimes you might be at dinner with somebody and they're like, man, we don't want to talk about that.
Right.
She's not gonna shun you out,
Right.
because she knows at times that this is how she feels, you know. So no, that's actually really good. You gotta have somebody, you know. Everybody go through things to a different degree. You know, so I think that's good. Stick together with that, especially you don't have that therapy 24/7 and all that. You know, you young, and then maybe years from now, you know, you have that insurance and you'll get your own therapist and everything. You have a job that has the EAP, which is Employee Assistance Program, where you get a therapist and it's paid for with your job. You're gonna learn about all that. But right now, with what you all have, you know what I mean. Stick with it. Keep doing it. And utilize one another, lean on one another for that. That's good.
You got to talk it out. You got to get it up and out, because the longer you leave it stuffed down or pushed into the back of your mind, it's only going to catch more steam until it pops. You got to keep talking it through. I understand you go to the gym, and the gym is where you release some of that physical pent-up energy, but that conversation piece, processing through it so that you can go through the moments and say to yourself, okay, this is what happened. This is how I felt about what happened. This is what I can control in my future. This is what I could not control in the moment. Process it through. Get it all out, you guys. Find somebody you can talk to over and over. Someone that's not going to, like she said, tell you, okay, well, that we've talked about that enough. You got to get it out until it gets all the way up.
Thank you. Yes. Family. Your family, it was a worry for everybody, wasn't it?
I only brought it up with my family if they brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, so what happened? I told them, and that was it. I don't bring it up to my family. I only bring it up to Jazzy, and that's it. Cause she understands.
Mm-hmm.
I don't if I talk about someone else, they wouldn't understand as much as I understand.
Mm-hmm.
So I just talk to people that do understand. Like they.
So you don't feel like being shut out and shut down or whatever,
Yeah.
where they don't really understand. Just push it off to the side or whatever. Like, oh, that happened. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like.
I feel like you can only talk to people like that who are really close to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
And
if-
now you guys are free to talk about it. This Angels Online. That's what we here for. That's what we here for. Come on, good people, good people. Man, have you experienced like recurring memories or struggles related to the shooting? Like maybe you're doing something or whatever, and you just a memory comes. You see something that reminds you. Even for instance, like when you said that their alarms are going off and at the school, and they're doing all this stuff, beating and banging, getting stuff together. But is there anything that's recurring that you continuously see? Like maybe you going out of the second floor window, jumping out of that window. Do you see that or whatever?
Oh, I don't like that room at all. They had me test in that room one time, and I failed my test completely.
I
Cause
bet.
like, they put me in that room. I was like, I don't think I want to be in this room. And then they were like, well, we don't have another testing room for you. And I was like,
Gone in the
That's
hallway,
the office.
the gym,
the
the
counselor's
library, the bathroom.
Oh,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
yeah, so I had to stay in the same room. And then, like, also, like, my teacher, like, she obviously stopped teaching at that school after that situation happened. And I just see boxes with her names on it and the same locker that fell on her head. And I'm looking at the window, and I feel like
you just
the window-
reminded of the
Yeah.
day in general.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
just
and
bringing it up more. They're making it like
Right, forcing you to live in it.
yeah,
That's
because
crazy.
they make you like remember it. Cause, you know,
By little things, they're not taking
Yeah.
that second thought, empathy. They're not
Also-
taking that second step to think like, wait a minute, hold on. Because the room that you took that test in, that's the same room that you guys were in. That's the same window you jumped out of.
Right.
Yeah, and like all the same posters were up. It was horrible. They didn't change anything on the walls. They kept the same pictures that were on the walls at the time, like the same drawings and stuff. I get it, you want to show people's art, but I need you guys to take it down. Like
Just redo
just
it
redo
all.
the whole school at this point. Like, and they painted the walls the same color. It's not like they changed the color or anything. They just repainted it. It was the same color. It's the same school, just cleaner. Just cleaner. That's
Just
it.
cleaner.
Yeah, they just put like drawings people made from like other schools up in our hallway, but after like a month they just took them down, and it's just back to the same. It took me a while to go back downstairs because I just keep getting flashbacks. I just didn't feel comfortable down there being by myself, especially in a certain area, because they had like a memorial table for Alex and Miss Kushka, and I just it just hurt every time I saw it. And like as a freshman, when I had to go back, those were all my classes were downstairs, so I had to see it every time I went downstairs.
Did you have her as a gym teacher?
I didn't have her as a gym teacher, but I've met her a couple of times, and she was just so sweet to me. Like for not knowing who you were, like she was so sweet to me.
She was there for a long time. I know I had friends that had her in school.
Okay.
So yeah. Wow, man. So how do you feel about the media? How do they portray the events of the shooting? Were they?
I feel like the media did okay. I mean, I can't really speak
Yeah.
on the media. I mean, it's
Everybody
It's-
was respectful, boundaries,
yeah. It
and everything.
wasn't like nothing. Nobody crossed a boundary
Good,
or anything.
good.
Nothing that I've seen.
Yeah.
People were really nice for all I know.
The day
Good.
of,
Really
there
nice
was a lot of news reporters like coming up to me, like news reporters and like officers asking like what happened. It was very overwhelming the
There we
day
go.
of. I can tell you that because it's just like I had to stay at Gateway when it happened because I had to wait for someone to pick me up because I couldn't find Jazzy. It was so many people outside at Chinooks that I couldn't find her. So I had to stay at Gateway, and just like the moment I left, it was just like all the people coming to me, what happened? What happened? If you need help, blah, blah. It was just so overwhelming.
Your memories you just working on trying to figure out how to get what's your support system at home? Is it just your mom?
Yeah, just my mom, cause I'm an only child, so I mean,
Okay.
that's the only person I really talk to. When I told her what happened, she was like really stressed out. She was like worried about it, and then she was like, "You gotta be careful out there, cause anything can happen and stuff like that." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it was crazy what happened," and I was shocked because it was I started off the year like that. That was
Correct.
crazy. I don't no.
It was the fall.
Yeah.
You just started school, freshman year, new school, a lot of same friends, same people around or whatever, and then brand new starting high school. It's like you first going to college and you going to your dream college. Then all of a sudden there's a school shooting. You know, you talked about school shooting that was North. Were you talking about the one in North Carolina?
I think so.
Yeah. Just. Whoo. Has there been any positive outcomes, personal growth from the incident?
I mean, not too much, but there has been, but just not too much though. I mean, like they put like cameras, like I said, they put. I mean, they actually have security guards that wear like vests now with like
Here we
guns.
go.
They have like not a lot, but they do have some there.
There you go.
But yeah, that's all I pretty much know.
What about personally? How do you after dealing with a tragedy like that? What about personally? How did that affect you?
Like during time?
I mean, even right now, a positive outcome, is it a way that you're able? Do you listen to your friends? You know, do you guys have a conversation about it? Do you, personal growth in general? Because just listening to the conversation, like, you guys have a sense of communication within one another. You know what I mean? Resilience. You know what I'm saying? Like, all those words that come with your character and everything, even just how you treat people, because knowing it could be your last day. Like, Yasmina simply said that, I got a sprained ankle from jumping out the window, but it was okay compared to others. I'm fine. Right. That speaks volumes. You know what I mean? As far as that goes, and just, just personal growth. Like for you guys, you just talked about how, you've learned to talk to one another. You leaning on each other.
Yeah.
You know what that means now. 'Cause our kids don't pay attention to stuff like that. Yeah. And you just simply said, a maturity. You know what I mean? You guys just said that. He said you got to talk to somebody you can trust. You got to talk to somebody that you feel like that you close to.
Yeah, because I feel like if you talk about it with someone, I feel like they ain't gonna see the vision. They ain't gonna see the vision. Mm-hmm. So they not gonna like have the same like
thought process.
Yeah, and vibe how you were there and stuff like that. They won't understand for it.
Especially young people, if they really didn't go through it.
Yeah.
Because adults, they'll be, hopefully, well, like us, professional, from a professional standpoint, we're gonna have that conversation. Well, you ain't gotta be quiet. We don't talk about it. So I think that's just important. Positive outcome. Just being like able to be there for other people, and to actually appreciate the security that comes when they checking your bags. Right. That's growth.
It is.
That's growth. All of that is. Listening to your family when they say be careful, and not just say, oh, everything's fine. No. Because they know in a split second, all three of you are lucky to be here. You were on different floors. You was getting ready to go to the bathroom.
Exactly.
You were getting ready to go out the door to the bathroom and could have been right there. I'll take a sprained ankle any day. So, I mean, whew, yes. That will go with I had a question. How has your perspective on life and resilience evolved? Just your perspective on life.
I definitely became more emotional, like an emotional person. I was very I feel like I was a mean person before the thing happened, and now I take everything that I get. I'm taking it. I don't
appreciation.
A lot of appreciation for everything that I have. It was a very hard time for me to understand what I've been through, and then dealing with my emotions, because I was already in therapy, trying to deal with my emotions from a past event, and then also having this event thrown on me. I definitely had to open up about my emotions to other people, and I'm definitely more emotional than I used to be.
That's personal growth, girl. Talk to me. Come on, baby. Something. Yes, come on, talk to me. Come on. Ooh, I hear you. Come on, Yasmin, I hear you. Go ahead, Polly. What's up? You ready? Talk to me, Polly.
I take life so much more seriously now, because you only have one. You only have one life. And I try to appreciate as much as I can. And I appreciate everyone that's around me. And I have a good support system. I have great friends that I have, and I thank God for them. And it's just, I definitely take it day by day.
Good. Man, woo! I love it. What's your perspective on life, boss?
I mean, I became more self-aware.
Come on. Woo.
It became I felt like I had more respect with others because of the situation. Everybody had their own opinion. I felt comfortable because you can talk to them and they understand what because they were there. So it's like a little bond. It's like easy to talk to people now. 'Cause you can just talk about that, and then it can lead to a different conversation.
Come on.
And then you can just start talking from there, and you don't even know you could be friends with that person now just because of that situation. But
I love it.
Relatability.
Yeah.
Finding more conversation, open to finding about interests of people.
And
It just
being
leaves you open.
patient.
Yep.
Be patient with talking with each other. People you don't know, because, of course, everybody tends to talk to respond or listen to respond. I want to listen what you have to say so that I can say what I want to say, because I'm already thinking. I can imagine being in a situation like that would give you a new perspective on communication and relationships and listening and being patient. It sounds like that's one of the things you've taken on.
yeah.
That's beautiful.
Well, y'all so tight. Y'all tight. What's this is my last question, and then if you guys have any questions, what message would you like to share with other survivors or those affected by similar tragedies?
That's a good one.
Like, what would you like to share? If someone that's dealt with this situation, or just to share with people, even it's just more about being open to conversation. What message would you like to send to all those other survivors?
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, think about yourself before you think about other people. I know that may sound selfish, but if you want to feel good and make other people feel good, you have to feel good before you make somebody else feel
Come
good.
on, come on.
That's a good one.
Jeez, come
Right.
on.
That gives one of those.
Yeah, give me something. Talk to me. What? Anybody else got a message to the other survivors? I mean,
Find someone you can talk to.
whoo.
If I didn't have Jazzy, I don't know. I don't know who I would talk to. I'd probably just keep it to myself.
Just bottled up in there.
Yeah. Cause like even my family's like asking me all these questions, I'm just like I just told them like a quick little answer. But like when I have Jazzy, I can like tell her
Elaborate.
Yeah, I can go in detail and she'll like understand. Just find someone that you can talk to.
Yeah.
Find somebody. Good people, good people. Look at Edgar over there. It's just a cheesing. What you got? You got something? What you want to? We got a message for somebody. Edgar, what's the message you want to send to other survivors, or just individuals who've been through situations like this, or even just tragedies overall?
I feel take time. If you can't really handle it by your own self, you feel like you can't really like just keep it all in. At least try to find someone to talk to, or just let like I don't know, like let time pass by. Try not to think about it too much. Or, like, if you can't hold it in, just try to find someone, like, to talk to. Because for me, I talked to my mom, but, like, I mean, it wasn't really, like, an effect on me because I wasn't really, like, in a whole
ordeal. You
yeah,
weren't right. You got out kind of quick.
Yeah, kind of quick. So I wasn't really affected too much, just a little bit, because I was mostly just shocked. Then, what everybody felt. So I wasn't, yeah. But, yeah,
Wonderful. Yeah. Cheetah, you got a message for these kids at all? Just
Absolutely.
talk to us. Talk to us. My job to give a voice to the people, baby. Welcome to the Angels Online. Voice of the unheard. Come on. Tell the baby something.
Please remember that just because you're a junior today, and just because right now those questions that you all should have been answering, on those meetings you all should have been invited to, the decisions that were made should have been made with your input specifically. They didn't do it today, but you're turning 18 soon, and it'll be time for you to vote, and it'll be time for you to participate in the process. And it's not the federal, the big splashy campaigns and presidential elections. Those are very important, sure. It's the smaller ones that are easy to forget about. The school district elections. It's easy to overlook the aldermanic and the committeeman elections, those small local ones. But the small local ones those are the people that were in the meeting that made the decision that it was more worthwhile to them to leave a murder scene standing, because they didn't want to have to offset funds from one project that they've concocted in their head. It's going to be great for tourism, and threw you all and your development under the bus. It doesn't have to be that way for your children or your friends or your sister's children. When you all become of voting age, you all can make the difference in who's sitting in that room. And because you all remember, I don't believe that this is going to become something common in St. Louis. St. Louis is not a city where school shooters is. St. Louis has a long memory. And you don't get to make a decision like that and it don't get revisited to your steps or your family steps. So I don't believe that school shootings are going to be prevalent in St. Louis. I do think we should be prepared in the event that it does. And the way that happens is by you all making sure that you all are in the room, making sure your vote is heard, making sure that when they are having those conversations, whether you're 14, 16, 20, make sure that you know when they're having those meetings and you're jumping on those Zoom calls, you're jumping in those town hall meetings. Make sure that you're in the ballot box. That's the only way you're going to get heard.
And that's crucial because we focus on Angels Online, personal experience, professional knowledge. You go into that meeting, you got personal experience.
Absolutely.
You understand? And you know what it feels like not to have that town hall meeting and have your voice heard.
Yeah.
And the decisions are being made. You know what I mean? So down the line, you know, you're advocating because you've been that person who didn't have a voice.
Right.
You know, so your voice matters. Especially when you're the one that got to sit in there and your future is being, you know, graded. You know, they grading papers. You got to get educated and everything. You know, question: how did your grades? When after this situation happened, not going to school, then going back quick virtual, then going back into the classroom. You know, where do you stand? Like, did you suffer a little bit? Are you trying to get back? What is it?
I stay kind of in the middle of my grades. Like,
Okay.
Like the A's and the B's. Because I try not to think about it too much. I try to focus as hard as I can. So sometimes I did have mistakes because it came back, but I try to lock in sometimes.
Okay.
So, but I did keep up with my grades.
Okay, Polly, tell me. Go ahead. You talked to me earlier. Go ahead.
I feel like it messed me up because I was a straight A student in middle school. I was, school wasn't a challenge for me until the shooting happened, and it's just something I couldn't go back into that mindset. I couldn't get a hold of it. So, yeah.
Get that.
You working on junior year? You working?
Yeah, I'm working on junior year for sure.
Talk to me.
My grades didn't really. I mean, they just are the same as they were before. I tried not to mix my personal feelings and my school feelings together as much.
Which is a shame.
Yeah.
Because if I'm distracted in school, I won't get anything done, and I need to get things done. I'm the type of person who is I gotta get this done in order for me in the future to be okay with myself now. So my grades are okay. Yeah, they're A's and B's. So.
And that's when you see how everybody's different. Three different answers. You know what I mean? Because everybody learns different. Everybody handles tragedy different. Grief different. All of it differs, you know what I mean? So I just wanted perspectives from everybody just to see, where we all stand, because whether it affects you in the house, body-wise, education-wise, communicating with people, it brought you together with people, it brought you, So, I mean, it's a lot of things that we just heard from you guys today, and my message is to keep talking. Yeah. Let your voice be heard. Reach out to me again if you want to talk about something else. You remember, you did that. My topics are brought to you by the kids. People don't realize you guys choose my topics. That when you were in 8th grade, you chose topics. That's season 2. Your topics. I have all the letters and everything. I keep all the letters from kids, and I go through them and I say, okay, that's a topic right there. Oh, they want to hear it. Let's talk about this. They want to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Check the box. You message me. You want to talk about this on Angels Online before season 4. I'm going to drop this episode probably this weekend. I'm going to drop this episode so people can hear it, they can see it, they can know what's going on out here. It's crucial, so just keep talking, respectfully, advocate for yourself. And I don't care what the situation is, what the topic it is, whatnot. Pick and choose your friends the right way. The people you spend your time, people you tell your business to, make sure you know who you're talking to. right? And the family that you do have around you, talk to them. Maybe you can teach them about communication. They might not know, you can't shut down kids too long. You got to have your voice heard. I want to thank you guys so much for reaching out to me, for coming on this episode, for being a part of it. Man, Fox 2 ain't even have y'all. Okay? The Angels Online. Good people. I appreciate y'all. I love you. Be great and reach out anytime. You do have support. Call me anytime. We got people out here. I got people who always want to know how they can help young people. You got Shahida over there. She knows she got people. She good people. From day one, okay? So, anytime before we leave, everybody got to give a good people. So, we going to start with you over there, sir. You need to give us a good people. Go ahead, man. Say it with your chest. Say it how you want to say it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to figure out if I'm going to give you this sound. I'm just saying. Go ahead, sir. You take it too long.
Good people.
Wait, do it one more time because hold on. The crowd was booing, so now they ready for you.
That was practice.
Because it was practice. Go ahead.
Good people.
Okay.
like that one.
Okay.
Good people.
Listen to her. Go ahead.
Good people.
Come on.
Good people.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Angels Online. Voice of the Unheard. You just had these kids. You can catch it on YouTube soon. At the Angels Online LLC. You can go on Instagram at the Angels Online, Facebook at the Angels Online. And you know what I'm going to leave you with, baby. Good people,